record just in case people could not get on.
And we've got to do this because Zoom's just up their security stuff. So what I'm going to do.
Can you allow everybody in from here? Because there's a waiting room that's just started to happen and we didn't ask for a waiting room.
Yeah, so they make you do a waiting room.
What about there, down on those lines?
No, you've got to, so you just keep an eye on that. And if anyone pops in there, so make that small. Then we've got to admit them. You just got to click on it as they go. So
okay.
Chuck it there.
Michael?
Yeah, the arrow's here.
Okay, here we go. Oh. Now let's do this. All right, welcome guys. We've hit record. Terribly sorry for the stuff up, but I really think you're going to get a lot out of this. It's a little bit different from the usual level up training that we do. So it's going to be a little bit of fun and get your mind really thinking. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about what is blocking you from having success. And there's 3 things that we're going to go over today that I believe block you from having success. So if we can remove those, then there is literally no stopping us. And so, yeah, I mean, success, you know, people get so scared with, okay, what do I say here? What do I do here? You know, I'm scared of reaching out, what they'll think of me, or what if they say no, or things like that. And so they can all stop us from actually taking any action moving forward. So just one moment, here we go. Okay, so let's do this, guys. We are a team. I love this little analogy that you can see on the screen. Let's do this. So let's is we are a team. Do means take action. This means we are focused. We know exactly what we're going to be doing. All right. So this is going to be our time together today. We're going to look at the 3 areas that block us from achieving what we want to achieve. And I'm going to share an activity on how you can unblock each of these 3 areas. And then we're going to be open to discussion at the end of the training. So I love this little quote to start it off. The sun will always shine. But if you put something in front of it, so if you think of right now, put your hand up again across your face, then that's created a shadow that's blocking the sun. Okay, so you're blocking it. And the sun cannot get through if your hand is covering your face. So remove what is blocking it, which remove your hand now, and the sun will start to shine again. So sun being, you know, achievements, some being success, some might be a health goal, a wealth goal, a personal goal of yours. You know, the only thing really blocking you is your own hand. So I love that little analogy. So here are the 3 things that block us from having success. The first one is fear. The second one is limiting beliefs. And the third is your subconscious mind. And I have been reading and studying these now for a couple of years. And the more I study it, the more I just have these aha moments. And it's kind of something that I love to continually read about and pick up a book about, because it just keeps reminding me and putting me back into that space where I can go out there and achieve things. So these are the things, how you know fear is holding you back. So do you make excuses for things? Do you have a wait and see syndrome? Are you waiting for the perfect moment? Are you procrastinating? So are you one of these people that needs, you know, they say analysis paralysis? So you feel like you need to know everything before you take the first step? That's fear. Do you see obstacles, setback, failure, negative comments, or problems as it's not working? Is that the first thing you say when things go a little bit wrong? Oh, it's not working. Oh, you know, this happened or this happened. You know, can you instantly hear yourself saying negative things? So do you see, so I'm just adding people to the page as we're going. Do you have analysis paralysis? So what I just said earlier on, you know, you need all the information before you get started. And do you compare yourself to others and worry about what they're doing and the success they're having and judging them or jealous of them? And, you know, or do you worry about rejection? So any of these things that you see right now are all, it's fear. It's a sign that you do have some form of fear holding you back from having success in any area of your life. So really think about those things. You know, excuses are, oh, I'm too busy today. I'm going out all weekend this weekend. I don't have time for my Kayani business. That's an excuse. You know, that's something that, you know, if we really, really wanted something, then we'd just go ahead and we'd make it happen and make time for it. So the next one is, what is the opposite of fear? So this is how your life looks like if you haven't got any fear in your life. So this is gonna, if you are got all of these going on, then you know that fear isn't your thing holding you back. Okay, so one of them is you action and implement things with absolutely no hesitation. You got no excuses. You know, if you see an opportunity, you go bang, you run with it. You don't wait for the perfect moment, as perfect moments are made. Procrastination is the killer of dreams, and you see an opportunity and you jump in. You see obstacles, setbacks, failure, negative comments, and problems as assignments you are required to learn and grow from. So I love that. Like every time something goes wrong, we use that language, oh, this has gone wrong, or this isn't working, and whereas I go, okay, what is it that I need to learn and grow from? All right, it's the current obstacle right now, but it's something I need to learn, get through to get to the next level. And I just jump over that. So you enjoy to learn as you grow, and you will forever learn. You know, you'll learn something when you're 90 years old that you didn't know the day before. And so you just do it. You just go with the flow and learn as you grow. You understand that what other people think of you is a reflection of themselves and not you. So you don't worry about what people think of you. I always say a saying, and that is, what other people think of me is none of my business. And I had to learn that very quickly because I always worried about what people thought of me. You understand, sorry, I'm going to let somebody in the waiting room admit. Okay, you understand there are a lot of people in the world and not everyone will like you, and that is fine. So you see people with love who each have a story, and I'm going to talk about your story shortly. So that is the opposite of fear. Okay, so now we're going to move on to what are your limiting beliefs. Like if these are all limiting beliefs that are holding you back. So see if you can recognize any of these. So what first are limiting beliefs? So limiting beliefs are things that we believe about the world and ourselves that we accept as a fact that are not actually true. So has an event or a situation in the past made you feel uncomfortable, powerless? Did it give you a negative experience? And what's happened is when we go through life and we go over these obstacles and leaps and bounds and rejection and someone not saying something nice to us or whatever it may be, what that quickly does is form our belief about something. So these have now become your beliefs on an unconscious level. You don't even really know that they're there. And what that does is at an unconscious level, it's actually going to drive your thoughts, your words, and then go into your actions. So let's say, for example, I love this. You have received quite a few no's to join Kayani. This has made you feel completely disheartened and have a negative experience, and you say things to yourself like, oh, it doesn't work, or man, I'm so frustrated. I just keep getting no's. This is hard. What am I doing wrong? Or why does it always happen to me? I see everybody else having success. So this is because you've had a couple of no's previously, and now it's formed an opinion that this is hard, I'm frustrated, it does not work, and things like that. And so this is what you need to know. You have just literally programmed your belief system about Kayani through your words, because your words are so powerful. And guess what? Your words are going to impact the quality and the amount of action you're about to take to grow your business. So it is super powerful, our limiting beliefs. Just letting somebody in the way again. This is like got lots happening at the same time. So for those that have coming in a little bit late, you know, this has been recorded, and just watch the first few minutes of this presentation when you jump on, because it sets everything up. So these are your limiting beliefs. So do you guys feel like this, and can you recognize something happening here? Okay, So here's a little diagram about those limiting beliefs. So your thought that you have will become your belief, then it becomes your truth, and then that becomes your reality. So this is where we talk about things like, you know, manifestation and the law of attraction and things like that. So if you have that thought, I say you've got no no's in Kayani, it's become a belief that, oh, everybody just says no. That's your new belief. So now that's the truth. That's the truth about Kayani. Everybody just says no, it's too hard. Now that's your reality about Kayani. And then that goes back into more thoughts, more beliefs. And you can see that there's this horrible, vicious cycle. And so what that is going to do is you've got all this energy around you, and that is just beaming out that this is your experience with the business. And guess what the universe is going to say to you? Oh, you obviously really enjoy this. I'm going to give you some more of that. Because the quality of your experience and the quality of your actions that come out of all these negative thoughts and this cycle is actually going to affect the way you dress, the way you stand, your belief, your conviction, your excitement when you're contacting someone and telling them about an amazing opportunity that has literally is going to change our lives, because the timing and everything. Somebody else in. Okay, so that's this little cycle here can be the detriment to you. You know, if you think of like an alcoholic on alcohol, and they get this thought that they need this alcohol, becomes their belief, becomes their truth. Now they're an alcoholic, and then the next day they have that same thought again. That alcohol made them feel so much better. So then then you can see how this spirals out of control. And I know this so well because my father was there, and he died of alcoholism at a very, very young age. And so, you know, and when I used to talk to him about it, it was all about his beliefs, his limiting beliefs of what he thought he needed to get through the day. And so it just spiraled out of control. So we really need to watch our belief system, and we need to reprogram that. And I've got some activities that are going to help us do this. Okay, so this is how you know if your limiting beliefs are holding you back. So your thoughts are things of, you know, judging others. You know, as you walk past somebody and you look at them and you think, oh, they look miserable today, or they this, or they that. You know, this is all an experience of maybe when you've maybe felt like that in the past, so you're recognizing that. Do you feel jealous of other people? Does moving outside of your comfort zone scare you? Do you feel like you're running on a hamster wheel, just going in survival mode? Do you recognize a story that you've created from a past experience, which is what we just talked about, you know, what that thought process becoming your reality? And from a past experience, you know, for example, a rejection, no's, what somebody said about you. So something that somebody said about you, or where you failed in something previously, you know, do you think of this exact thing as you're now going to approach people? And then so as you can see, this is going to affect everything. When you've already got that in the back of your mind, that worry, that fear, that what if they say no again? I've already had some no's. And so that is going to come through in your body language, your actual language, and all sorts of things that you have even no idea about. So, you know, don't live through past stories, as what you're allowing them to do is you're allowing those stories to have power over you and your future. I look at it like a book. You know, you don't go read the chapter before, do you? You move through the chapters when you're reading a book. So we never go, oh, I might go read, I'm up to chapter 14, but I might just go read 12 again. You know, we don't do that. So we need to look at our lives. It's okay. We close each chapter. Every day is a brand new chapter. We can change anything. So your story is there because it absolutely loves you. It wants to take care of you. It wants to cuddle you. It wants to make you feel safe. And so appreciate the fact that it's been looking out for you all this time. It loves you deep down inside. But thank you so much. But I'm ready to go to the next chapter because I want to see what happens, you know, be excited. And this also applies to other people that you come across. So other people, oh, are you one of those salespeople? Are you in a pyramid scheme? Oh, you know, well, for whatever reason, they say something negative. Like my mum said to me, oh, here goes another one of Beck's get rich quick schemes. I'm like, well, if you don't try different things, how are you going to ever know? And so, you know, I just don't have one bad experience with one company and then just go, I'm never doing anything like that again. No, I'm just going to keep going along and trying different things, because that's what life is all about. It's about getting out there and learning, you know, failing your way forward. And now look at where we are. And she's so proud of me. But if I had listened to her story of her failures in her past experience, of what her father told her, of what her mother didn't do for her, or where she failed in business or anything like that, then I wouldn't be where I am today. So we just have to acknowledge that that's okay. That's their story. That's their belief. And that's absolutely fine. But hey, we can go write our own chapters and go for it. So so I'm just trying to let people in at the same time. I don't know why this Zoom has set up a waiting room. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the third part one, is how do you know if it's your subconscious mind that's holding you back? So this is the part of the brain where your stories are held, what we just talked about. Okay, so these have created some of your limiting beliefs. And it loves to remind you of all the negative ones for some reason. I don't know why. It just always does. But so this is how you know if this is controlling you or if this is holding you back. So do you find a solution for every problem, or do you find a problem for every solution? And I picked myself, I've been doing this first one quite a bit lately myself. And so I know I've got to work on my subconscious. And because awareness is the biggest asset to you moving forward and learning as you grow, is awareness around all these three things. I'm telling you now, these three things will change your life if you have awareness. So do you make assumptions? I bet if I ask her, she'll say no. Or do you make assumptions? Oh, they won't be interested in the business, I'm not going to approach them. I remember I made a huge assumption once on somebody joining my business, so I didn't approach them. And then I got a phone call when I hit Sapphire, and they said, can I ask why you've never asked me? Like, I know you so well, I'm your best friend. Why wouldn't you have never asked me? I would love to be a part of this. And I was like, I judged you. I made an assumption and all those things. And so I learned a really valuable lesson that day. Do you have awareness when you hear yourself saying something negative? So like I said, the awareness here is the key thing to the subconscious. Okay, so when you say something negative, do you instantly go, oh my God, I just heard myself say that, and you cringe? Yeah, I've been helping my mum a lot with this lately, and now it's getting to the point where we jump on a phone call together and she says something really negative and she goes, oh yes, I know, I just, yeah, all right, I didn't mean that, let me reword that. And she says it now because she's starting to have awareness, because I'm sort of educating her as she goes. And I love saying, oh, that's interesting, what makes you feel that way, or why do you feel that way, or what? And I just ask her questions and she ends up hearing herself say it, yeah, hearing herself being negative. So do you have a bad thought about a person? Do you have a bad thought about a situation or success? Or do you have an abundance and positive mindset? You know, do you have a lack of mentality, for instance? Oh, that, you know, that, do you go to the shop and the kids ask for something and you go, oh, mummy can't afford it, you know, or man, we're broke this month, like we've got to really watch our spending. And so that is basically putting that energy field going all around you and saying you're broke. And so you're going to attract more of that. More bills come in for some reason. It just works. And so do you need an abundance mindset? You know, that's okay. We've got to pay this because we live in an amazing place and we've got a roof over our head. And, you know, and I guess paying this electricity bill is the joy of being able to turn on a light each day. And so maybe we get smarter with it next month. And so having a more positive mindset around it. Do you listen and support people with, I'm here for you? Or can you, when you're having a conversation with someone and they're telling you all about their problems or their issues, in the back of your mind, you just can't wait to agree with them on their problem and give them some advice based on your stories. You know, that's another thing that I found with my family was, you know, instead of saying, you know, I'm here for you, Beck, okay, so what are you going to do to work this out? They would be like, yes, well, I knew this wasn't going to work because, you know, I've done this before, Beck. I know better. I'm older than you, rah, rah, rah. And so, you know, are you one of those people doing that to somebody, or are you just the ear to listen to so somebody can vent? Do you have awareness when you use negative language? So I can't do it. It's just not for me. Or it's not meant to be, or I just don't have their confidence and it's not working, it's too hard, I don't have the time, I'm too busy, or does that but word always appear when you're, if someone says to you, hey, how many peaks did you do today? Oh, I only did, I didn't do any today, but I'll do some tomorrow because I just got really busy today and rah, 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 rah. I always say to myself, okay, I've made an excuse for that. So now I need to learn to say things like, it wasn't a priority today for me, clearly, because I didn't spend the time to do anything. And so the powerful thing about your subconscious is, to reprogram all those old stories and beliefs where they're all held, is quite simple. Especially for us women love to change our mind quite often. It's our prerogative. And so it's simple. It as literally just changing your mind. And I'm going to show you an activity that you can do on this shortly. Okay, I love this one. Our Green Diamond in Melbourne, Mr. Jan Bidstrup, did some training on this not long ago, and it's gold. And I need this reminded constantly myself. So are you above the line or are you below the line? Now, I want you to think about this in everyday life, going about life. I want you to think about this with business, with attending events, with, prioritizing your life and prioritizing your week and all sorts of stuff. Here's some examples at the top and here's some examples if you're below the line. So things that if you're above the line, that's where we want to be, guys. We need to constantly be above this line. So that's things like, you set boundaries. For me, I had to learn to say no to things. And then I had to set boundaries around the business and say, sorry guys, but between this time and this time, that's my family time. I've got to spend time with them. So I set boundaries, and that has me achieving so much more. Michael used to say, don't let your mouth overload your back. So being a yes person, at that last minute, say someone says something and they go, hey, do you mind just doing this and doing this for me? Or, hey, can I ask you a favor? Can you, and I'd be like, yeah, sure. And then deep down, I'd be like, oh my God, like I really just wanted a quiet day today just to get some stuff done, with the business. I had all these plans. So it's learning to say, actually, no, I can't. I'm really, really busy today. I'm working on something really important. So I have to give that a miss. So are you positive to be around? Do you gossip? Don't allow yourself to gossip. You're open-minded. You have gratitude every day. That's so, so important. You should always be grateful. Even if you had the worst day in the world, you just say, I'm grateful that I woke up and that I'm breathing and I'm sitting here healthy, because there's a lot of other people out there who are having more of a bad day today. And so there's always something to be grateful for. You've got awareness around your language, and as you can see, there's just so many things there. So below the line is that lack of mentality. You have defending thoughts. Someone gives you some feedback and you have an instant defensive thought, judgment, you blame others, you play victim. It didn't work because of they didn't do this and they didn't do that. As soon as you start doing the blame game, you are way below the line, because, there is choices that, you can make too, and there's ways to get around things. You have the fear mindset, you're stressed, all of these things are below the line. Okay, so this is the fun part. This is the activities that we're going to do to be able to unblock each of those areas. I'm hoping you can hear me, because we've just had like this torrential rain just appear out of nowhere, so it's really loud on the ceiling. Okay, so we're going to release some fear. And so this is what we're going to do that. So first thing is we're going to acknowledge, you must acknowledge when you are in fear to be able to release it. So some of the things that you can do when you feel a little bit of that below the line kind of stuff, so that's going to give you some examples of how you know, is you say some affirmations. So I sometimes just close my eyes for 2 seconds and just say, fear has me stopping me from succeeding when I think about having to peak 5 people a day, or when I think about how busy I am, or when I think about my fear of having success, because I feel like it doesn't happen to people like me, that it's only for the lucky people. So, and I surrender this thought and I turn fear into faith by seeing it as that I can do this. I'm equal to those out there who are having huge success in this business. So I choose to see it differently, and I see it with love. So I love that one, and you can say anything around that. Or I hand over my worries, I close my eyes, hand over my worries and fears about whatever it might be, and I trust and know that I'm being guided. So, and I might say something like, to learn something. So I hand over my fears and my worries about people saying no to me, and I trust and know that I'm being guided to learn something to make me become better in this business, to go out there and achieve my life's purpose and to change my life and my team. I step back and release my control and my plans of what I want to do and my goals, and just know that I'm being guided. So through everything that I'm going through right now. So I love saying things like that. I have them on my bathroom mirror. I have them in my diary. And I just say it every day. Before I go to bed is when I generally do this. Another thing you can do is practice gratitude each day. This is key. So we say this at the dinner table. And every night we take it in turns and we go round. And then that helps me just release the fear from anything that's happening in my life or how I'm feeling. So that's a really good way. So think about something, somehow way you can add gratitude into your day every single day. Ask for love, support, and positive encouragement from your support network. Now, people say what they love about Kayani the most is that we have this amazing culture, there's family-like feel, everybody helps everybody. And so you're all in the right support network to be able to, we're all positive-minded people wanting to move our life in a different direction. And we want to take this company from where it is now to billions of dollars, and we want to take our loved ones, our friends, our family with us, and we want to go out there and show leave a legacy behind for the next generation coming. And we have all these great, grand ideas. So what I love about our culture is that we're all in the same boat. We're all learning and growing together. So these are the 5 people you need to hang around mostly, because they're the people that are going to help you grow and learn. They're not, and so I always, around the negative people, because we all have those in our lives, I just choose to spend my time a little bit differently with those people, and I just block out the things that I don't really want to be hearing. And maybe even when I leave, I just acknowledge that, wow, I can see how much I've grown by my interaction with them today, because I had awareness around all this lack of this and that and negative when I was around them. And I could hear and see that. So then that's another way that you're knowing that you're slowly growing through this process. So ask friends and family or a mentor to pick you up when they hear things. I love this. So I ask Mike all the time, pick me up when you hear me in my below the line state. Happens to me occasionally when we're not perfect. So I just ask him, pick me up on it, because if I have the awareness that I'm doing it, I can quickly get out of it and snap out of it by just closing my eyes and just thinking of my gratitude, and I say a quick affirmation, and then I quickly bounce back. Meditate, so important. Meditation, I have never been into it, and I once saw this lady who does all your tarot cards and clairvoyance and that many years ago, and she said to me, you will change your life through meditation. She said, I'm warning you, you really need to meditate. And I was like, yeah. And I went on for many, many years, not even meditating, and just going, I can't do that. It's too airy-fairy for me. I don't even know if I'm meditating when I'm meditating. I can't switch off my brain. And I had all these excuses and stories of something I've actually never even tried, which is the funniest part. And then one day I went on to with a life coach that I was working with, and then we all did a group meditation. So that was my first introduction into it. And I was just off with the fairies. I just woke up and I just felt amazing. I was like, man, why don't I do this more often? And now I use that meditation time to also, I just go onto YouTube, type in guided meditation, or around manifestation or law of attraction. I just type in all keywords around guided meditations, and there's so many on there for 15 minutes, and I do it before I go to bed, and I just listen to what they say and just think about it and visualize whatever they're telling me to do. And I literally have the best sleep. I switch off from the day of whatever's happened, and it's so funny because I was meditating one night and I was manifesting this person that I would like to have in my business that had previously said no, and I was like, no, I really just know that we can do amazing things together, and I know I need this person to do this with me, to take this to the next level. And so I manifested like for about 2 nights, 3 nights in a row, and the next day I reached out and said, hey, just did a follow-up. So remember this, guys, fortune's in the follow-up. And I did a follow-up with them and just reached out to say hi, how's everything going with your mentor program that you're getting up and running. And I just said, look, like, I can't stop thinking about how good of a collaboration this is, and how, like, I want to keep our relationship going in the future and work with you. Like, we can achieve some amazing things. And have you got time to jump on a Zoom? And I did, and he joined that day. So it's just, I just got myself into a really good mindset to be able to reach out to that person. So he's just joined my business literally a week ago. So that's super cool. Okay, now here's some activities to release limiting beliefs. So here's a daydream exercise. Now I know some of you might be driving. I can't see everybody right now because I've got the PowerPoint on, but this is a great thing that you can do. If you've got some time, do it now and I'll guide you through it. If you don't, take a picture of this screen, and then when you've got 5 minutes to yourself, you know, you're sitting in the hammock, you're sitting in your favorite little coffee chair, or you're laying in bed, just go in your room and just lay down for 5 minutes. Just find some time and do this. So if you can do it now, great. So close your eyes, and I'm going to show you how you can get release some limiting beliefs. So this is, and I know this works because I do it every single time. So I want you to pick something with your eyes closed that you want to achieve, have in your life, or create. So it could be where you want to live, your dream house, moving somewhere. It could be I want to achieve sapphire in this business. It could be anything that you want to achieve. So close your eyes, think about that right now. So thinking what you want to achieve. And then I want you to just imagine for a moment that you've done it. Okay, so I want you to visualize right now all the steps and action that you took to get there. So let's just say I want to be sapphire. So right now I'm closing my eyes and I'm thinking of all the steps. I'm remembering all those peaks that went out, all that time I sat up, all those no's I got that turned into yeses. I'm visualizing getting like recognized for it, you know, celebrating it. I'm imagining myself, you know, my sponsor going into the WIC group and saying, congratulations to, you know, you for hitting the rank of sapphire. Or I want you to imagine, if it's a house you want, you're standing in front of that house, you're with your partner, and you got the biggest smile on your face right now, just going, oh my God, we did it. Like, we absolutely did it. You're hugging each other, you got your arms around each other, you're looking and staring, like, just stare at it and celebrate it, and have, you know, think about how much it's helped you getting to what you've got. You know, I look at, say, moving to Fiji. I used to visualize being here, walking around the island, driving around the island, visualizing just walking down these little staircases that I built in my mind of walking down to a beach. And like, I'd sit there with my eyes closed with the biggest smile on my face. So how does it feel right now looking at what you've just achieved? How does it feel? How does it feel financially? But most importantly, where in your body right now can you feel it? So for me, I feel it tightening in my chest of like shortness of breath, like, oh my God, like I'm so excited, it takes my breath away. I can feel it in my stomach, and I put my hand on those places, and I just got a big smile on my face. So I can feel it in my face, my muscles, and it just feels like I've won the frigging lottery. Like, you know, that feeling. Imagine someone's just told you you've just won, you know, $6 million in the lottery. Like, how does your posture change? How does that feeling, that rush running through your body? So feel it, feel having achieved it. And then what I want you to do is, when you're thinking of this, I want you to just notice any negative thoughts that come into your mind. So as you were thinking this, did part of your brain go, oh yeah, I know this is just daydreaming, or like, I know this is cool, but man, it's very hard, or just anything, like any negative thought. Okay, so then I want you to write those down. So any negative thoughts that came into your mind, quickly write those down, right? Because there right now lays your limiting beliefs that we need to work on to get rid of. So once we know them and we've got awareness around our limiting beliefs, you now have got something that you can work with to fix. So do you have a crystal ball that we don't know about? How do you know the future? I love that. I say that to myself all the time. I worry so much about things I can't control. I worry so much about things that are going to happen in the future. I'm not even there yet, when I should just enjoy today. And so why am I worried about something that I don't even know is going to happen? I don't even know the outcome yet. I don't have a crystal ball. No, I don't. So I need to now just go through, and then what I tend to say to myself all the time is, Beck, enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. So that is an activity you can do to get rid of any limiting beliefs. But what you're also doing, which is super cool, is you've just manifested what you want to come into your life. You've just raised your vibration through the roof. And so things are going to happen for you. So I love this too. This number 4 on this PowerPoint slide is something that's really quite powerful too. So imagine you've got a little child right now, or if you don't have any children, I want you to imagine your best friend in the whole wide world has just come up to you. So either your child or your best friend has come up to you with an idea, the same idea as you. I want that dream house. My dream, Rick, is to live in Queensland by the beach. And then, or my dream, Mel, is to get to Sapphire. So they've got the same dream as you, okay? Now, what would you tell that person? I want you to think for a moment. What would you tell that person? Man, I don't know about you, but I'd be like, man, just go for it. Well done. Really? That's awesome. Like, far out, you're amazing. Like, I couldn't do that. You're so cool. Like, I wish I had your guts, or whatever it might be. What advice would you give that person? Now, you're going to be above or below the line here, because, if you're below the line, you'd be like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're crazy. You're leaving this behind and doing this and doing that. Straight away below the line. And I know that we got so much of that when we talked about moving to Fiji. What are you doing? You're an idiot. What are you doing to your children's life? You're not giving them the advantage they've got here in this Western world, or you're leaving your team behind. What are you doing? And it's like, well, no, I think of this as encouraging our team, that they can achieve anything that they want. And we're showing them that we're walking the talk, or talking the walk, or whatever you call that saying, by moving through all those fears and limiting beliefs and negative people. We're doing it. So just do what we're doing. So I always love that little activity too, to talk to yourself like you would your child. Super, super powerful. Okay, here's a quick activity you can do to reprogram the subconscious mind. And that's going back to affirmations again. Create new thoughts daily and visualize what you want to say. So I love to work. I love the work I do, and it needs to get out into this world. I love changing people's lives. I love helping people is always my thing. Thank you for guiding me each day to achieve my goal of blah. I need guidance with bringing in the right people, or finding the right people. Give me guidance. I just talk to myself and ask for things. My last purpose, I know, is to add value to the lives of others with my Kayani business. And so, and I just say that over and over again. I know this is my life's purpose. So, and that makes me feel good. And that makes me get over that emotional roller coaster. I'm confident, powerful, hardworking, and deserve success. And I'm confident, powerful, hardworking, and deserve success. I say that all the time. And I always end it with, and I trust the universe is going to support me abundantly. So that's something you can do The other thing you can do is write down your 1 year or 5 year vision if you're not into the whole affirmations thing. And so write down your 1 year goal and your 5 year vision. So think and dream big and just write stuff, just scribble, and don't think, just write it down. How does your life look like with your finances? How does your life look like in 1 year with your wealth goal or your career goal? How does your life look like 1 year now with your spiritual goal? You know, are you just a happier person? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? How is it looking with your health and your fitness? And you know, write all different things down. And then you do that for the 5 year as well. And you dream even bigger again. Because then you've got something to work towards. And then out of all of that, what you've just written down and scribbled away, you just got to now prioritize what's important right now that's going to get you to where you want to be. And so for me, it's now saying, okay, what can I go without so that I can do as much of that later? For Mike, it was fishing. He went like a year without fishing so that he could fish every single day of his life. And it's worked out that way. That's exactly what he does. He didn't fish for a whole year when he joined Kayani. Now he fishes every single morning. At 6 o'clock, he's gone. So he loves it. It's what drives him. It's what sets his day up to be happy. And yeah, it's just what his passion. So that's another thing you can do here, which is going to help your subconscious mind because you're allowing yourself to write these things down. It's so powerful writing. Positive self-talk, daily gratitude, great gratitude, 30 seconds of how happy you are. You can do breathing exercises. 4 in, hold, 4 out. We tend to be so busy in our lives and go that we actually shallow breathe. And we're not getting the air right through to our lungs properly. So every now and then, if it's at the traffic lights, I don't have any here anymore, so I just find time just to, even as I'm driving, just breathe in, breathe out, and just take that time just to do some slow breaths. And obviously it's drinking properly, exercising, you know, like we're in a health and wellness business. Be someone someone's attracted to. Be someone that someone sees is moving on an opportunity, is moving through life on an amazing journey and watching you evolve and develop. And because of that, you know, they're going to be like, wow, that you're super inspiring to that person. But most importantly, change your language today. And the language is so important. So maybe ask your partner to pick you up when you say something negative or when you are below the line. If I would take a picture of that below the line slide I did and get them to pick you up on it. That is gold. Okay, so lastly, believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, you're more talented than you know, and you're capable of more than you imagine. So that concludes the presentation. I'm terribly sorry for those that I've just added and gotten into the feed, but we've had some problems with timing today. So I'm just going to stop share this. Mike, do you know how I can stop sharing my screen? I'm going to try and get all you guys back on the screen again. Here we go. Okay, so if anyone would like to unmute, please feel free to. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you've got. Yeah, so just come off mute. And if not, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it's added some value to you and it's something that you can create some awareness around moving forward, or it's giving you something to think about, to learn and grow from, because if you're not learning and growing, you're dying. So it's super cool if you pick up on stuff and you go, oh yeah, I need to do that. So thanks, Nicole, for your feedback. Anyone want to add anything? Go, Mel.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say, some of the things that you were just saying then, this morning, I woke up at, before everyone else woke up, and I got out, got dressed, put my runners on and went out for a run. And I haven't ran in about 9 months because I was heavily pregnant and then I had a lot of pain afterwards. But the way I feel today and now after getting that burst of energy out and running feels so good, and it's put my mind in a totally different position. So, you know, that thing about exercising, go out and do it, because you feel so good.
That's your, now you know what your miracle morning is.
Yeah.
So 100%. If everyone, I don't know if anyone's read that book, it was so good. Read the Miracle Morning. I read the one, because there's a few of them. I read the one for network marketers, because obviously that's what the industry I'm in. That was gold. Like, it made me just go, oh my God. I was reading it just going, that is me. That is exactly how I think. Oh my God, that's a story I tell myself. Oh my God. And then I started to introduce getting up in the morning, and that was my hour of power. It was my hour of looking after me, and it set the whole tone for that day. How you interact with your kids when they wake up, isn't it, Mel?
Yep, absolutely. And it's funny because Beck told me this story 4 months ago, but I was heavily pregnant, so I wasn't really exercising. But now I'm like, oh, Beck was in my head this morning when I was running, because I was like, this is what she was talking about.
Oh, good. I'm glad I got in your head. Yeah, so that's cool. I love it. And it's so true. I got myself into a rut when I moved back from Australia, back to Fiji, because it all started with, we were in lockdown when we got back to the island for 14 days, and we could not even step out. Like, our veranda was our boundary. So not even all the grass area. We had boats going past with cameras. It was really bad. And I just felt like a prisoner. It got me a little bit down and depressed. And so it put me into a cycle of not exercising, not getting up in the morning. So I had the excuse, well, I can't even, but, you know, what I didn't realise was I've got a DVD, I've got an app, and I've got a mat. Like, but I just went straight to the negative, you know, or I went straight to, no, I like walking, or no, I like getting out. It's too hot in this house. You know, I made up an excuse for not doing it. And so now that I'm back into doing that again now, it took me a little bit of getting going, you know, like instead of 5 days a week, it was like 2 one week, 3 another, 1 another. But eventually I've gotten myself back into that consistency. And consistency, you hear Michael say all the time, consistency is king, it's key. It really is going to, in every area. Health and fitness, it's going to be great for you in sitting down and prioritizing some time to build your Kayani business. And, you know, and then obviously when you are in a better headspace, the quality of your peaks, the quality of the language you use, the excitement and the belief and the conviction that comes through is going to have people go, okay, maybe I need to listen to Silvana about this business opportunity she's talking about, because she's excited. She is, you know, versus if you're in a bad space and you've got all these limiting beliefs of it doesn't work, and you've had all these no's, and this has happened to me, and that's happened to me. And all you're thinking about is the end result. I want a business partner. I want to sign someone up to my business. And so that journey from the peak to getting them into your business is rushed through. It's not quality. It's thinking of the end result. It's not going to happen. It's just bang. It's, you know, you're going to lose people because they can see that, they can feel that, and they're just selling to me, and they're desperate to get me in the business. So yeah. Anyone else have anything they wanted to share?
Beck, thank you for this. It's been amazing, and especially for my team, because like you just mentioned my name before, and the thing is, yes, I am confident and I am positive and I'm grateful every day, and you guys know who I am and how I am. So when you're someone like me and you're building a team with self-doubters and non-believers, but I see it all. I see it all. I see everything in them. And then I'm scratching my head after we have like a meeting or a group session or one-on-one, which I spend every day with someone doing something. I'm like, why? So these little, you know, go and self-meditate, teaching people to meditate. I'm like you, I can't do it. It's one thing I can't, but my gratefulness is there every day. I talk to the universe, I talk to God, I talk to myself, I talk to someone always out there. So for me, my biggest learning curve in this business is thinking, yes, we have to duplicate, but I'm trying to duplicate myself because I want everyone to be so confident and so happy and conscious of how amazing they are and the things that they have to offer. We're not all the same, but I see something of all those things you mentioned in everybody, and I just want to bring that out. So that's what I'm working on to build my team.
Yeah.
Because I don't judge anyone. I'm not a judger. I don't put them down and I don't judge. I never have. But I want them to see what I see and feel what I feel.
Absolutely. So your journey is, you've just been through all of this stuff and you're here now, right? And so some of the people joining your team are still doing the journey. And so we need to allow them to have that journey. But what's cool is that we're still in this culture and we're in this bubble where they have this amazing mentor in yourself. And so you just remember one thing, right? No one ever wants to be told and or sold to, right? So the biggest thing you can do to your team is, you know, for me, it's I ask them, what do you need from me? Do you need an accountability buddy? Do you need someone to set goals with? Do you need somebody who's gonna pick you up? And are you open to hearing feedback when I hear something that I think might be holding you back? And have that honest conversation with them. Are you open to that? Are you happy if I do? And to offer you that feedback. And another thing is to ask good quality questions to your team about, so what do you think is blocking you from having success? Ask each, you know, have that one-on-one conversation with them.
Yeah, I've got Laura here. We just had that conversation because of her limitations, and I work with you every day, don't I, to build on her level of what she needs. I don't push, I don't force. I give her tools. Her tools.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And they have, because people will only learn and they can only improve and get better if they want to themselves. And so I recommend a good book to people and say, look, this really changed my life, and I hope it, you know, it may do the same for you. I don't tell people this is going to change your life. I say it could be good for you too. You know, you might resonate with it. It worked wonders for me, or I had a similar experience. People love feel, felt, found, because no one wants to be told. So I always say, I know how you feel. I remember once feeling exactly the same. But what I found was this, you know, this really worked, or I did this, or I implemented this. And then you're helping people. And then that's why I love like our, like the lifestyle planner that we've developed has everything that Mike and I have used and that we actually physically do, not the stuff that's all the fluffy stuff outside. That if I stick to something like that, boom, I'm learning, growing, and on myself and getting better and smashing goals, even if they're the tiniest of things, each and every day. So it's just asking good quality questions, asking them permission to offer feedback, and more importantly, asking them, what is your goal? Like, if you could remove all of these limiting beliefs, all the negativity in the world, and you were to be born today and you could do anything you wanted, and nothing was going to stop you, what would it be? Like, what do you want? And then you write that down and just constantly remind your team when they're having a bad day, you remind them of that. Look, I remember you told me how much you wanted this, or how much time you wanted back with your children. So what can we do to get back some time? Can I work with you on some task management stuff? Can I show you what I do with my task management and how I plan my week every Sunday? And maybe that might help you too. And so we're just constantly helping people and getting them through that journey that you've already been through yourself. Does that make sense?
Yep. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Do I support you? Do you think
Absolutely.
I'm pushy? But do you think I'm pushy? Because I want the best out of you, because I see it?
I'm a person that, I don't believe in myself, but you're pushing me in your way to do things is making me believe in myself, because I'm getting confidence.
So what makes you not believe in yourself?
A lot of things.
Is it
things are a bit full on.
Failure? Is it past what someone said to you?
Childhood.
Yeah. So there's there was this story, of these twins, and I love this story, and I've told this story many times, but it really, really resonates with me. And we're mentoring a young guy right now who's just joined our team, around exactly this kind of stuff too. So there's these two twins. They were born into a family where the mother and the father took drugs. There was dog feces all over the floor that they had to grow up in. They just had to find food. Sometimes they ate the dog crap on the floor. What we're talking really, really bad stuff. These kids had to go through what they witnessed their mum and dad just completely passed out on the floor from overdosing and all sorts of stuff. And then these twins were followed later in life, and one was a druggie, shooting up, just really bad place. And the other one had lived away, has got a beautiful family, some children, has got a great job, and doing wonderful things, a beautiful family home. And, and this person said, so why are you the way you are, to the one that was on drugs? And he said, well, look what happened to me as a kid. Look at what I went through. Look at my upbringing. Look at my parents. Like what chance did I have? And then the other one said, the one that did really, really well, said, look at my upbringing. Look at what I went through. Look at my parents. Look at what I had to do. I did not want to be like that. Like I made that choice to draw that line and to go, no, like I don't want that. And so, you've got a choice today to, I guess, focus on what's happened in the past, or you can keep writing that chapter of the book and you can go to the next chapter and say, this is where she becomes a superwoman and puts her cape on and flies and does some amazing things, because you're writing your own book here. And you know what? How can you be the person you are? And how can you be the most amazing mentor for your generation of the next team that are coming through if you haven't gone through what you went through as a child? Because it's made you the person you are. I have had similar things in my childhood, from an alcoholic family, and the things I had to do being the eldest, and the things I had to witness and see, and the fights and everything that happened. And, my dad cheating on my mum, and I'm witnessing the whole thing, and I had to report back to mum what my dad, and I'm like 7. And so like it made me grow up really quick, and I get really angry sometimes. And then I'm like, you know what? No, because this is building up my resilience, is building me as a person. One day I'm going to say something to someone that's going to add value to their life based on my experience. If I just had a silver platter my whole life, how can I help someone? Like I can't, I think you look at, say, a divorce, a social worker, and they've gone through university and they coach somebody on marriage problems, yet they're not even married themselves. They're fresh out of uni. So you kind of go, how the hell do you understand what marriage is all about when you've never been married? But I'm happy to take advice of someone who's been divorced and gone through it, and they know how I'm feeling. They know those emotions I'm going through. They know, the fears I'm having, because they've done it, they've been there. So you need to look at your journey as something that you've got, and it's been a crazy journey, maybe not the best at times, but what are you grateful for today is that you're here right now. You've got an amazing mentor sitting right next to you. You've got amazing opportunity in your hand. You've got an amazing new open book that starts today that you can rewrite, and you can plan moving forward, and you can say, wow, like I'm grateful for that experience because it's made me the person I am today, even to the people that it's connected you with. But I'm moving forward. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
100%, 100%. But you know what, Beck, just what you're saying about the twins, I had a shocking life as well, but from the young age of watching those people around me, I made the choice when I was young never to be that, and to be better and want better, even though it was hard for the first 20 years. So when you do live that life, like I believe everyone is defined by their childhood. So we are all defined. That's the foundation for what makes us or what breaks us. I was fortunately tough enough to break it, and some people can't. So when Laura came to me 3 months ago, broken, I just said to her, we got to break this cycle of your life. And that's what we've done. Like, she's different now because she's heard my story and says, well, how come you did and I didn't? Because it's up here. Everything starts up here. And she's honestly a brand new person in 3 months. But now the next step is just believing that she can change that steps to the next 3 months to build herself up now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you need to be excited about writing this next chapter. You know what I mean? Be happy to do it. Be grateful to do it. Be excited and allow yourself to dream big, and come up with your little affirmation or little mantra. Things like, with everything I've been through, I can't wait to go out there and just add so much value and help so many people change their lives in health and wealth. and give back, or, you know, come up with your little thing that's going to really inspire you every single day to push forward, and thank your past for making you the person you are today. And I do it all the time, you know. I guess all of us, and what also is really important to notice is that all these people you can see on the screen right now, I'm sure if we unmuted everyone and everyone would be able to give a story, where a similar story, like there's, you know, everybody's got that something that's happened in the past, and so
absolutely,
we're all the same. And so know that you're not alone, but you're in the right place with the right people, in the right culture, the right business opportunity, personal development. Like, you've got everything you need. You're in the right vehicle that can actually start to, you know, you can drive the car forward now. You know, you're not in that old Datsun that keeps on conking out all the time and thinking of the past. You're actually in a really cool Mercedes Benz now, because you're Sapphire and you're driving through and it's smooth and it's awesome.
Love it, love it.
But Beck, do you know what I said to Michael and I were talking the other day? I said to him, thank you, honestly, thank you to him, to you, to the Nickys, the Jays, the Bernies, the Amy's, the Alexes, who make this business not just business, but about family and about us. And we are getting the proper information and support from positive, happy people. I said to him, imagine you guys were selfish and didn't care, and you're building this team just based on money and whatever, but it's the people above us who, like you, all of you, make all this possible for all of us. So thank you. This is a big thank you to you, because you're doing this helps all of us on this screen and around the world, because it starts at the top, and you guys are at the top, and we all look up to you and we listen to you, and we get all these nuggets that we take back to our team, back to ourselves, and make ourselves better. So we are very fortunate to have positive, inspirational mentors who want us to be better. So thank you.
Yeah, and I thank you guys for all believing in us, but making me and Michael grow each and every day too. You know, like we're learning just as much as you all are as well, and always room for improvement. And we're
absolutely
going all through the same journey together. And it is about, you know, we can't win in this business if you guys don't win. And so this is about us all working together, remove the ranks, and let's just work as a team and learn off each other, support each other, bug each other as much as we can, just to pick each other's brains, because we're all a team, we're all a family. And, you know, to be able to take this company where it needs to take Australia, New Zealand, and globally to where it can possibly go, and it will go, and it's going to go there regardless of if you guys are in the team or not, it's going there.
Yeah.
And so it's about, let's all bunker down together and learn together. And so Mike and I are just trying to create that, I guess, that environment with, you know, the personal development session every Sunday. It is such a crucial piece of the puzzle that Absolutely. If you don't work on yourself, you can't grow a business, because you've got to have that right mindset, and you can't be focused on that fear, those limiting beliefs, and and to be able to recognize that at the subconscious level of what might be holding you back. And when you can do that, you can go out there and achieve so much, because that's really the only ingredient, the three ingredients to people who have success, to people who don't, because everything comes through that. Like I said, if you're thinking negatively, but you're still setting out 5 peaks a day, like that comes through in the quality of those peaks. It comes through, you know, in everything. So it's so important to keep those in mind, work on those. You know, I read a book a month, because, you know, with Audible, that app, I get one credit a month, so I just make sure I use it. And yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
No worries. Anyone else have anything before we wrap up? No, I really appreciate all you guys getting on. Sorry about the time stuff up. I've actually got people sitting in the waiting room right now that, you know, is finished. So I think this whole daylight saving thing has messed up the time of the event. So, but it's been recorded, and anyone can go back. And if you missed even the start, go back and watch the recording of the start, because it's super powerful as it really sets up, you know, the presentation. So yeah, thank you
you
so much, guys, for getting on. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You know, remember what you plan today will set your week up to win, okay? So plan Monday to Sunday today. You know, what does your week look like? What are your goals? What is your to-do list that you must do, even outside of business, because life, you know, you still got life. Schedule all the things that are a priority, get rid of things that are not, and just work on your week and really schedule in all that time. You know, it is super powerful. You'll get more out of your week. You'll feel amazing, and you know, it's that quality time. You know, working on your business when you're sitting down because you've actually planned it. So yeah, plan together as a team. Even you know, contact your team and say, hey guys, this is my goals for the week. Send them to somebody so they can keep you accountable. Ask them to keep you accountable. Just do whatever it takes. That's the name of this group, and whatever it takes. And so you just do whatever it takes to make it happen. You do this for like a year. Just do whatever it takes for the next year or two. And how life can look like after that is just so different. Yeah, so thanks everyone for jumping on, and appreciate your time. Thank you.
thank you
Thank you.
Go Purple Diamonds, woohoo.
Let's do it. See you
Thank
guys.
you, Rebecca. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.